children, how are you? Now today we are learning 6th standard of science, 6th standard science lesson number 4, disaster management. Okay. Now, what is disaster management? Okay. Now, disaster is the sudden event that cause large scale damage of life, property and social aspects of a nation and society. What is disaster? Disaster is the sudden event that cause large scale damage to life, property and social aspects of the nation and society. Okay. So, we are going to learn about disaster management. Then what are the different types of disaster management? First is natural and the other is man-made disaster. Okay. Now, in lesson number 4, we are going to learn about disaster. Now, what are the effects of earthquake? Now, see on page number 26, you will be able to see the pictures. In 1993, many people died due to the earthquake at Khillari in Latur district. In Latur district, there was earthquake and many people have died in that earthquake. So, even today, people of Mumbai, at the memory of July 2005, when many people had lost their lives in the deluge caused by the heavy rains. Okay. A sudden heavy fall of rain or a flood. Then effects of the earthquake at Khillari. Now, what are the effects? In July 2014, the whole village of Malin in Ambegaon Taluka of Pune district was destroyed in a matter of minutes due to the landslide. Many got buried under the heaps of soil and stone and lost their lives. Many of them got buried in mud and stones and they have lost their life. In November 2015, many people died due to flooding caused by heavy rains in Tamil Nadu. In Tamil Nadu also in 2015 there was a flood. In that many people have died, they have lost their house in heavy rain, their house were gone in that floods. So, what is disaster? A sudden event that causes large scale damage of life, property and social aspect of a nation or society is called the disaster. Now, I will write what is the disaster first. Now see how and why do the following disasters occur. Flood due to heavy rains. Flood is because of due to heavy rain the flood is coming. Then an earthquake, lightning, a volcanic eruption, etc. Then forest fire. Because of forest fire also many animals can die in the forest fire. Plants and big trees are getting burned because of that forest fire. Then increased risk due to high density of population in a limited area. There is too much population in limited area, means many people are the population is increasing in that area. Then rampant and irrigation construction, ecological imbalance, then terrorist riots and crimes resulting in bomb explosion, assault, fire, accident, etc. Okay. Now disasters are of two main kinds, man-made and natural disasters. I have written over here two types of disasters. Now first is earthquake. Okay. Earthquake. The vibration and cracking up of the earth's crust is known as an earthquake. The movement in the interior of the earth releases tremendous amount of energy. This causes seismic waves leading to movement of the earth's surface like tremors, shaking, cracking up, etc. Now what is earthquake? There is a shake on the land and there is cracking in the land, shaking the land, that is known as earthquake. Means the vibration and cracking up of the earth's crust is known as earthquake. So the vibration and cracking up of the earth crust is known as a earthquake. Okay. Now such vibrations or quaking in the earth's crust is known as an earthquake. It is believed that beside other occurs man-made crust like mining and construction of big dams can also lead to earthquake. If we are doing construction work, so in that also they are doing mining, then dams are also building, in that also this mining is done. Okay. So that can also lead to earthquake. This is made by man actually. Now floods. What are the effects of earthquake? Destruction of the infrastructure such as building, bridges, road, railway tracks, etc. Now we will do floods. The frequency occurring natural disaster in all part of the world is flood. Due to excessive rain in the same place, a river overflow its bank causing a flood. If there is a heavy rain in some particular area, there can cause a flood. Okay. Then due to excessive rain in the same place, a river overflow its banks causing a flood. So due to this rain, the river is overflowing. Okay. This causes the flood. Now the water drainage system in big cities fall short when there is heavy rainfall. If there is heavy rainfall, the drainage is also full because of that water. Okay. Resulting in choking of gutters and drainage line. The choking of gutters and drainage line is choke everywhere, and that water, dirty water is also coming out. Because of that, many diseases are spread in the area. Water overflow on to the roads and surrounding areas and even enters nearby houses. So, this water sometimes enter in nearby houses also. Now, what are the effects of the flood? During flood water, huge loss to life and property. Because of this flood water, huge loss of life and property is there. Then soil erosion is there. Then destruction of standing crops, means all the crops are destroyed because of this flood, and because of this flood all the soil is going in the water. So, soil erosion is also not done. Then after effects of flood like spread of disease and epidemics affecting the health of the people. Because of this water, all dirty water is coming in this flood, and because of that all the diseases are spread in that area. Now, during the flood, water is accumulated at one place in a very large amount, excessive rain causes flood. Now, storm. We will learn about the storms. What is storm now? The information of high and low air pressure belts in the atmosphere causes change in weather, resulting in storm, winds or storms, strong winds or storms. Now, what are the effects of storms? Great damage in the storm affect region, tremendous loss to life and property. Because of storms also there is lot of air, you might have been seen in news and all, there is in speed the air is coming, because of that the storm is there. Then great damage to in the storm is affected region, tremendous loss to life and property, there is loss to life and property also. Then this description in the electricity supply, there is electricity is also not there. Then description in transport and communication, okay, transport and communication is also stopped because of this storms. Now, forest fire. The forest fire is an uncontrolled fire in the forest. See, sometimes you have seen the fire in forest. How? Because sometimes it because of heat it get burns, and sometimes this some people also they burn the forest. The forest fire is an uncontrolled fire in the forest, pastures or grassland due to nature or man-made course. Sometime man also burn the forest. Forest fire spread at a tremendous speed, and there are few dry grass, because of that the fire goes on increasing. Now, effect of forest fire, great damage to nature, wealth and biodiversity. There is a great damage to nature and wealth. Many trees are burned, many this thing all because of that heat all these trees are burned, okay, and it causes a air pollution. Now, how to manage the disaster? What is disaster management? How? If like this storm is there, then forest fire is there, sometime earthquake is there, then how these people manage this disaster? Means there are some people who manage all these disasters, okay, that I will write. Now see, what is disaster management? Disaster management is community participation and disaster management are closely related. Taking step to prevent disaster, making plan to face disaster and developing the capacity for that is called the disaster management. Means there are few people who are appointed to manage all this disaster. For example, now for example, we will take coronavirus now. It is not a disaster management, but there is a government have appointed few people, some doctors and some nurses, they are treating the people. Okay. So, like that, if disaster is also coming, the government appoint few peoples, a group of peoples which take care of this disaster parts. Okay. Now, to prevent to reduce damage caused by nature and man-made disaster, emergency planning and management is required. There is some emergency planning is done due for this disaster management. Okay. Now, institute at work. The National Disaster Management Authority was established in 2005. Which institute? National Disaster Management Authority was established in 2005. When it was established, you have to keep this in mind, in which year? 2005. The National Disaster Management Authority was established in 2005. It undertakes planning and implementation of disaster management work. Okay. Now, during disaster, always remember, during disaster, helping and supporting each other in is our moral responsibility. Okay. Contact them for disaster management. Police, you can call 100, then fire brigade you have to call 101, ambulance you have to call 102. These are the numbers you can call them. Okay. Dial 100 for police. Then if you want to call fire brigade, if any disaster is there, you can call fire brigade. (101) ambulance. (102), then disaster management. You can call 108. So, these are the important contact number. If anything is there, you can call on this number and you can call. Okay. Now, remedial and preventive measures. Okay. Let us see what precautions we can take before or in the event of the natural or man-made disaster. If natural or man-made disaster is there, what we can do, what precautions we can take. Okay. Now, keep watching TV and radio news and bulletins. If you have TV, you can watch the TV news. Everyone is having TV news, mobile phone, computer, radio. Now, radio is mostly no one is listening, but still you can watch your TV, all the news you can be able to see on the TV. Then use battery operated radio and mobiles. Then heed the warnings issued by the meteorological department carefully. Okay. And use the website www.imd.gov.in. This website also, on this website you can see the information about. Okay. Then landslide occurs in hilly areas due to the cloud burst. See, before few days there was a cloud burst. Then what is landslide? Have you know what is landslide? See, big lands are there, means mountains are there, it is falling down, that is known as a landslide. And cloud burst means in some area there is a big cloud, in that too much water is there. If I think we have before few days in on Sihagarh road there was a cloud burst, in that many people have got problem in that cloud burst. Okay. So, on such occasion do not take shelter at the foot of a hill. Do not take a shelter at foot of the hill in the cloud burst or landslide is there, do not take. Okay. Now, during flood do not linger in houses or areas on river banks. Seek shelter in other safe place, move to safer place at a greater height. Do not step into a water current or drive a vehicle into them. Do not step into water. Okay, do not go in water because it can cause a light current or something. So, do not go in that water. Okay, we will stop here now. We will see in the next period.